So one big headline I've been seeing this week was, did Bill Belichick make a mistake by letting Tom Brady go? And for me, in the moment, I was like, no, get him out of here. He's cooked. I went on a rant before last season saying, Bruce Arians, you got an old school G wagon with no gas in it with Brady and Gronk, and you might get to the Super Bowl, you might get to the playoffs, but your gas lights on, you're gonna end up empty. Well, slaps me
Counting
right.
Tom Brady out, I could see, because he was slowing down for a minute. But how'd you ever count Gronk out?
I just thought he was too hurt and he just wasn't going to be able to.
He was super injury prone. Yeah. I mean, he seemed to always get injured. Hell, one of the things that people forget is that when the Falcons lost, and I always have to get the Falcons in on the podcast, when the Falcons lost to them in the Super Bowl, Gronk didn't even play in that game. He got hurt earlier in that season. He didn't play with them the whole playoffs. So, it was easy to kind of look at it that way. Plus, but he was a little bit younger. It was just a matter of if he could stay healthy.
Yeah, so Nick Wright came and said like this was one of the biggest like sports mistakes since Babe Ruth, and I go, that seems a bit extreme. And then Cowherd, he countered him with, he said, I kind of look at it like the way we look at some of the stuff that happened during COVID. You're dealing with something that's never happened before, and I can't be upset with you for being wrong here because Tom Brady was 40. He's what, 44 now? Gronk was hurt all the time, so why not move on a season early instead of a season too late?
Well, and then for what it's worth, with Gronk, I mean, Gronk was retired anyways, and so he wasn't even there with Brady that last year. He had already retired after they beat the Rams in the Super Bowl, and at that point when they did trade him and Brady was already in Tampa, obviously there was some wink. Hell, the commercial is out where Tom was fucking FaceTime telling him, get your ass down to Florida, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we got something here. We can do what we want here. Like, you know what I mean? You can't do what you want in New England. And I think that was really where the headbutting went. It was Tom wanted things a certain way. Bill wanted them another. They already had all that success. And, Tom winning the Super Bowl was just kind of him just sticking it to him and saying, fuck you, like, old man. Like, I can win without you, and you're going to not make the playoffs without me, and you're going to regret this. But the COVID, definitely, to me, it did affect last season to where, I mean, I'm not saying Tampa wouldn't have won, but we really don't know. But it did affect the season, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
You got Tom Brady in there with no crowd noise, making whatever decision he wants. I think that makes the game a lot easier for him.
Yeah.
Like Peyton Manning on the line with no noise.
Yeah.
And then I heard a stat today that that visiting teams last year or home teams lost more games than visiting teams last year. So what's home field advantage?
Well, I mean, that adds to it. If there's no crowd noise, then away teams are probably going to do a little bit better. They're coming in there. They got full operational control of their line. That's Mike. No false starts. Everything's running.